Okay, so we've kind of mentioned star before when we did um, period star, and again, period is any character, and then not as you just learned, star is many either zero or an infinite number of repetitions of what that is. So, like with this one, so you do egg spam, and since it's in parentheses with the star after it, it's gonna, okay, for match one, egg with nothing after it, okay, that's a match because that's 0 instances of spam. And match two, egg with spam after it is a match. And then this last one, it only says spam. It doesn't say egg in the front, so that's not going to have a match. So any questions about that? You guys understand how star works? Okay.
So the spam is basically just an exception in this case for the search.
An exception? What do you mean?
When you put in egg comes up for match one, and when you put in because you have spam in the brackets, match two pops up. But if you take the brackets away and put like egg comma spam, would match three pop up, correct?
If you took the brackets away and put egg comma spam, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so it's looking
and got rid of that.
And yeah, so it says egg and spam rather than instead of saying an exception with spam, add it. Would it just do match one and match three?
Well, a comma is just is just a comma. You'd have to have a comma. So you're not like you'd have to have egg comma spam in order to have it match. So I'm not sure where you're getting the comma thing from.
That was more for separating the egg and spam. I wasn't separating it correctly.
Okay. Well, no, the brackets are just it's a way it's a way of grouping things. So like if we wanted to print, so match and then print. You didn't put it in the thing. Okay, hold on. So it's a way of grouping things. So like, okay, you've got spam in parentheses, and group one is going to be the first thing that's you've got in parentheses, right? And well, if you do group zero, it'll just give you the whole thing. But it's also a way of grouping things for, well, like I said, for grouping things this way to retrieve it, but also for if you add a meta character after it or before it, actually, because we're going to get into the question mark. The question mark basically means maybe spam will be after it, maybe not.
But it'll let it pass either way because of the question mark for the search.
Yeah. Why is it not matching one? Hold on. Or is it after? No, I'm pretty sure it's before, but Oh, never mind. It is after. So if you put the question mark, which I'm pretty sure we're about to cover, it's just saying, okay, that might be there or it might not. Whatever's the character before. And if you don't want to put it in brackets, if you don't want to group it, you could just do egg S, and then it's just gonna match anytime there it has eggs and then an S. Why is this taking so long? So like you don't have to group it. But like here. So now we're getting match for group 3 because it has an S. And we can even, I mean, actually it would match even if we just did egg, because with an S or without an S, it's gonna match. Does that make sense now, or I'm happy to
Yes.
explain it more.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. So long story short, it's just for grouping.
Yeah, sorry, I know we went over it before. I just
Oh, no worries. As yesterday, I forget a lot too. So, um, uh, so it's all good. Okay. So answer the next question. Okay. What would in brackets a caret in any in the star match? 0 or more reputations of a or the caret. Because remember, if it's at the beginning, that means not equal, right? But at the end, well, that's just a thing, right? So yeah. Jacob, could you read this one?
yes. Meta characters. The meta character plus is very similar to star, except it means 1 or more repetitions as opposed to 0 or more repetitions. Example, to summarize, star matches 0 or more occurrences of proceedings expressions, plus matches 1 or more occurrences of the preceding expressions.
All right. So I think that was pretty straightforward. Like if you understood star, you probably understand the plus, because it's just it has to be there at least once. So these ones match because it's got at least one G, and this one doesn't because there's no G. Now, if we added G, then we'd get a match. But all right, go ahead, answer the next question. Okay. Fill in the blanks to create a pattern that matches strings that contain 1 or more 42s. So we've got 42 in a group, and with a plus, so at least one or more repetitions, and then they just got the dollar at the end to make sure it's at the end of the pattern. Mike, could you read this one?
Yeah, and I have a quick question about that last answer too.
Yeah, what's up?
So on that, the plus represents one or more instances, which is all good. The dollar sign at the end, you said it just makes sure that it stops at the end of those.
Well, it just
It-
means it's at the end. So like, here, sorry, keep going. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're fine. You're fine. I'm listening.
Well, no. You keep going while I take.
Sure. So I guess I was asking if whatever string it's searching through and looking for this pattern, if it came across a large number that had more than one instance of 42 within the large number, like say a 7-digit number, I'm just making up a random thing, but say you had a 7-digit number, and in that 7-digit number, 42 appears 2 times, maybe $842,421, right? Would that cause that to return 2 matches, or do they need to be standalone instances of 42? And that might be completely misunderstanding, but I just want to make sure.
Well, with the we're still talking about the dollar sign, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the dollar sign is just going to match it if it's at the very end. The dollar sign, remember, means it's
The end of the string.
it's at the end of the string. So like, see in these examples, so this G matched because, well, it's at the beginning and the end. This one matched because there's a G at the end. But this one, even though there's a G in the beginning, since we put that dollar sign there, it's only matching if it's at the end. So now if we add a G to the end, now it'll match once it, they're not matching.
You're breaking their code.
Well, it's because it wants something in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
So now it'll match, but like, get rid of that, it doesn't match. So,
Okay, so on that same school of thought, if the number was maybe a 4-digit number that ended in something 42, like 1,342, would, because the 42 was at the end of the string, would that return a match?
the 42, yeah, if the 42 is at the end of the string, it would return a match. And really, it's only going to match if the pattern is like exact, right? So if you don't put like, so like you saw in this example,
It needed that information that there was
it-
characters
it-
beforehand.
yeah, exactly. It needed to know there was, it's not just matching there, but it needed the ones before it. And also the match is only going to return you one match. And the search is going to give you one match. But
Okay.
if you do find all, then it returns multiple matches. So,
Oh, okay. All right.
so like if we do, sorry, hold on, let's change these to search. Because search will actually look, it doesn't have to be exact like this one. It just, search will find it anywhere in the string, that pattern anywhere in the string, right? The match needed that period star, right? In order to say there's characters before it, otherwise it's not a match, you know. But if you wanted to do find all, oh, we're not printing the results though. Hold on, we're just printing match one. Hold on. So with find all, it's going to give you, you know, all of your results, right? And put it in a list. And if there's multiple instances of it, so like let's say we've got, oh, and let's get rid of this $sign. So we just want to find all the G's, right? Throw a T in there. There, throw a T in there. So it's going to give you a list of each instance of what you're finding.
And
now
then it lets you know that there's other characters here. It just pulled out the instances where it was present.
right. So anyway, long story short, you're always just going to get one match with search or match. Match has to be exact, search it just has to be somewhere in there. But with find all, it's going to give is the only one that's that, or find iter, because find iter is pretty much the same thing. But yeah, that's gonna give you the multiple results, which I think is what you were going towards in your initial question, where you're saying 42 and 42 twice in there, right?
That's exactly, honestly, that it might have been long-winded for everybody else, but it really helped me grasp the whole thing. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. And obviously, just looking for a G or something is obviously not gonna be that important, right?
Right.
But you could see, like, if you did something like that's 029, and actually we're going to learn about it later, so I'll just tell you. You can also do D. Is it / or backslash? But we'll learn about that. But that means digit. So I'm just going to do it instead of having to do all those 0 to
The
9.
3 digits.
Yeah. And then maybe, so we put so maybe a dash, digit, 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 digit. Right. So then now we're looking for like phone numbers, right? So
Or zip codes, or any other way you want to identify something.
yeah. And then a whole bunch of text, blah, 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 right? And then a whole bunch of text, right? Oh, I put, and so you see that's more useful, right? Like that's a more realistic type thing that you would use like RE search for. You're not going to usually search for like the word spam. How many? Well, I mean, unless you're like just wanting to count how many times it says spam or something, but like I don't know when you would ever want to do that.
So like we use on our computers Command F or Control F to find something on page. Is it basically using this type of function?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right, meta characters. The meta character plus is very similar to asterisk, except it means one or more repetitions, as opposed. I'm sorry.
Didn't you already read this?
Let me pull my here.
I think you did.
Yeah, I should have been reading the question mark one.
Yeah, we came back to it after we did.
Okay. Meta characters. The meta character question mark means 0 or 1 repetitions. Run the code and see how it works.
Okay. So we've kind of already covered that. So I'm not going to touch on that again. Any questions on the question mark?
No.
Okay. Go ahead, answer the next question. Okay, fill in the blanks to match both color and color. So group it, and technically you don't really even need to group it. You could just put the question mark after the U, and that would work fine too. But anyway, I guess they wanted to group it in this case. David, could you read this one?
Curly brackets. Curly brackets can be used to represent the number of repetitions between two numbers. The regex XY means between X and Y repetitions or of something. Hence, 0 and 1 is the same thing as question mark. If the first number is missing, it is taken to be 0. If the second number is missing, it is taken to be infinity. 9 curly bracket 1 3 curly bracket $, quotation mark matches strings that have 1 to 3 nines.
Okay, so you run this, so it's got 1 to 3 nines. So okay, one that's less than 3. That's 3 or less, and that is not. So that's why it doesn't give you a match. Any questions on that one? So it's just between this number and this number of matches. So, okay, go ahead, start the practice, and then raise your hand once you're done. So y'all seem to be struggling, so I'll give y'all a hint. One, you're gonna need two if-else statements. So one if-else statement and then another one in one of those if-else statements. And yeah, I think that's good enough hint. Okay, I'll give y'all another hint. So remember when you put things in brackets and do like uppercase A to Z, it's going to give you all uppercase letters. And then in brackets, like 0 to 9 is going to give you all numbers. Just remember that that's the thing. And also RE search will search anywhere in the string, and RE match. So RE string or RE search will probably be better since it searches anywhere in the string. All right. You're starting to get it. So, Mike, would you mind doing screen share?
So as you'll see, I got it partially right. I don't know what I did wrong. Oh, I could probably show you, huh?
That'd help.
I'm just sitting here staring at my own screen by myself.
So remember when I was saying you're gonna have to have multiple RE search statements? So, or multiple if else.
If else, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to use the second one. That's why I just stopped.
Yeah, so go ahead, get rid of the 09 at the end of 3 in the star. Yeah, get rid of all that. And then and actually you're going to want to make that a plus because you want at least one instance of a capital letter, right?
Right.
So by making it a plus, but by making it a star, it's saying 0 or more. So that's just gonna
Oh, that would have
always
failed.
give
Yeah.
you, that's gonna give you everything, right?
Yeah.
Because but with the plus, it's gonna give you at least one instance of it, right? So now, okay, so now from here we know it's got at least an uppercase letter, right? Well, now we want to check again. So let's do another. So click to the end of 4 and hit enter to do a new line. Now let's do if, and then RE search. And we can just, don't type pattern because that's the other one. We can just type right into the search. So do R and then quotes. And then actually I'll let you put what you think should go here. What pattern are we looking? Yeah, good. But it's got to be in the brackets. And then you got to have the plus after it. Well, in quotes.
Okay. Like that.
Uh-huh.
And so that is called. So you can add 2 if statements without a second else.
You can, well, yes, but we are going to want to put it else because if it's not, if it has an uppercase letter but not a lowercase letter, we still need it to print wrong format. So for one, we're going to want to tab over that line 6. And you can do as many if statements, like daisy chained if statements as you want. Like you could do 1,000 of them.
Okay.
And a lot of times you will be doing like lots of if statements that are daisy chained. But anyway, so let's click to the end of 6 and create a new line. And then add our else statement. And then just have it print wrong. No, you got to go to the next line because you've got the.
Oh, shoot. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. And just have it print wrong format. And now hit run. Oh, you didn't put the closing parentheses after.
Oh,
Yeah. There you go.
that's never a good sign when it goes that long.
Oh, yeah, we forgot to pass in. We forgot to pass in pattern after. Well, no, it's got to be or sorry, not pattern, password after the pattern.
So over here.
Yeah.
And are these separated by commas or just in the quote at all? Or in the parentheses anywhere?
Yeah, you'll have to separate it by a comma.
Okay. All right.
And there you go.
All right, sweet, thanks.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else struggling with that one? Need help? Like you think you've got it, but it's just giving errors or something? Nope. Okay. Okay. There's no little continue button. Oh, no, it's run. And then continue. Okay. Roger, can you read this one?
Groups. A group can be created by surrounding part of a regular expression with parentheses. This means that a group can be given an argument to meta characters such as star and question mark. Span represents a group in the example pattern shown above. Run the code and see how it works.
We don't need to do that because we've been using parentheses this whole time. I think y'all get it. Oh shoot. So go ahead. So this one, what would that AEIOU caret AEIOU plus match? What one or more repetitions of a non-vowel, a vowel, and a non-vowel? Because remember the caret means the opposite, so not equal to this. Samantha, can you read this one?
Groups. The content of groups in a match can be accessed using the group function. A call of group 0 or group returns the whole match. A call of group n where n is greater than 0 returns the nth group from the left. The method groups return all groups up from 1. Example. As you can see from the example, groups can be nested.
Yeah, so this one we could actually, since they have 1, 2, 3, oh, they've got 4 groups, but they've got 3. So hold on. Match group 3 is going to give us that, but then if we wanted a nested one, I think it's, I don't remember how to do nested. I think it's like this. No, that wasn't it. Hold on, we'll go. I'm sure it's going to go over nested. I don't remember that. Okay, answer the next question. What would group 3 be of this? Well, 1, 2, 3 is, oh, the third group is going to be the nest. Oh, that's how you do nested. Okay, hold on. So if we change this to 4, then that's going to give us our nested group. Or our, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you had 1 out here, this one would be your 5. So any questions on nested groups? Okay. Mark, could you read this one?
There are several kinds of special groups. Two useful ones are named groups and non-capturing groups. Named groups have the format $p name, where name is the name of the group and is the content. They behave exactly the same as normal groups, except they can be accessed by group name in addition to its number. Non-capturing groups have the format bracket or quotations ? They are not accessible by the group method, so they can be added to existing regular expression without breaking the numberings. Run the code and see how it works.
Okay, so if instead of wanting to do it by number, this is just how you would do it by name. So you're like, okay, well, when we find that, let's retrieve it this way. Kind of like with dot format, how you can do name or by number. Same concept. Any questions on this? Nope. Okay. Answer the next question. Okay, what would the result of len match groups of a match of this 3, because we've got 1, 2, 3, and this is a non capturing group. Peter, can you read this one?
Yes, meta characters. A lot of important meta character is what is that?
It's the, I don't know, the thing right under delete or backspace. If you hold shift, that long line thing. I don't know what it's called.
Ah, okay. Oh, I see. Another important character is single line. This means or so red, blue matches either red or blue. Example, run the code and see how it works.
Okay, so this one we've got A or E, and so this will, you'll remember this. This is what they use in JavaScript too for or. So that could be a way to help remember that.
Okay. I'll double check. It's called a vertical bar.
Vertical bar. Oh, cool. Thanks. I
Mhm.
appreciate it. So this one matches because it's got an A. This one matches because it's got an E. This one doesn't match because it's not an A or an E. Any questions on the or? Okay.
You said I missed the last few sentences. You said it doesn't match because the or. Go back.
Well, the last thing I was saying was, okay, so that vertical bar, or however you say it, is or, so it's A or E, but this is an I, so it's not an A or an E, so that's why this one doesn't match when you run it.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, answer the next question. What regex is not equivalent to the others? So this one is not equivalent to the others because this is 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. This is 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, basically. But this one's 1 to 6. So it's 3, but let's keep going because we've not been getting through many things today or things lately. So Brian, can you read this one?
Special sequences. There are various special sequences you can use in regular expressions. They are written as backlash followed by another character. One useful special sequence is backlash and the number between 1 and 99. So \1 or \17. This matches the expression of the group of that number. Note that the plus sign and \1 is not the same as plus and plus because \1 refers to the first group's sub-expression in which the matched expression itself is not the regex pattern.
Regex.
Regex pattern.
Okay. So this one's matching because it's the same, like word and word. It's saying, okay, this first group, it'd be the same as going like this. Dot plus, right? It's basically saying, copy what I just did, right? So, oh, darn, it's matching this one because, okay, well, not dot plus, but if, okay, whatever, oh, sorry, whatever the result for this one was, is what it is. So like the result for this is word, right? Because that's the first one. So it's saying if the second one is word, then is also word, then it's a match. So this one, like I said, when I did dot plus, it matched, but that was wrong. Because it's not ABC. If we changed it to ABC, then we'd get a match. Any questions on that? And so like, let's see. I mean, we could add multiple, hold on. And something. Something. Okay, we could add multiple groups. And so if I was going to say word character. We'll get to word character. So we've got multiple groups, but then we want to do 2. So if something is matched. No, what did I do? Oh, I put word, not. Okay, this one didn't match because that's not a word. But anyway, so like if it's the second group you want to have it be the same word as, then you'd put like a 2, and if you had another group and it was like the third group you wanted it to be the same as, then you'd put a 3, like all the way up to 99. Does that make sense? Or any questions on that? Okay. So that's clear. Nobody is just not asking questions even though they don't understand. Okay. What would ABC or XYZ match with 1, ABC or XYZ followed by the same thing? Jacob, can you read this one?
Special sequences. More useful special sequences are D/D/S and /W. These match digits, white spaces, white space, and word characters, respectively, in ASC2 mode.
Let's call it ASCII.
ASCII, okay. Mode they are equivalent to 0 to 9, T and RFV, and that one. In Unicode mode, they match certain other characters as well. For instance, /W matches letters with accents. Versions of these special sequences with uppercase letters minus /D, /S, and /W minus mean the opposite to the lowercase version. For instance, D /D capital D matches anything that isn't a digit. Example, and then /D plus /lowercase d matches one or more non-digits followed by a digit.
Yeah. Okay, so this one, I was saying the uppercase D and the lowercase d. So this one matches because it's got an uppercase, or it's got something that's not a digit in the beginning, either one or multiple times, and then it's got a digit. So that's why that one matches. This one doesn't match because that does start with a digit, and this one doesn't match because it doesn't have any numbers in it. So like if we added a number here, then this one would match. But because the space is not a digit, so that still counts. Any questions on that? So basically, it's just not. So if it is not a digit, if it's uppercase, not a digit, not a space, and not a word character. Okay. Any questions before we move on? All right. Go ahead and start on the practice and raise your hand. Just a hint, when you do find all, you need to run it through a for loop in order to get your results. So hope that helps. Okay, so at least a couple of you guys got it. So let's do it a little different. Somebody who is struggling, who wants to volunteer to do screen share? You're not struggling, you got it, Mike. You're muted.
I didn't want to just sit there in silence when you didn't have anything.
Okay, I'll pick somebody. Brian, would you mind doing screen share? You've been voluntold. You're all in the military, so you're used to that.
The fuck. Okay, that
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe try doing screen share again.
oh. Oh, meter's acting up.
Okay. I guess you get a pass then. Why is it? There we go. Jacob, would you mind doing screen share? Okay. So, oh, well, good. That's one way to do it. So basically, so that way works. Another way to go about it would be to have done a for loop. So since you've got it, let's go to somebody who's still struggling and I'll walk them through it. Mark, would you mind doing screen share?
Yes, but I got the answer on the for loop after you said it.
Oh, okay.
I
Samantha,
raised my hand. I guess
Samantha, are you still working on it?
Yeah, I started to copy what Jacob had up on the screen, but I didn't finish it, so.
Oh, okay. Well, let's have you do screen share then.
I wasn't
So-
entirely sure where to put or what to put in the print statement, I guess.
Yeah, so let's not do it that way. Let's go another way. No, leave that. You need that. Except at the end, you're gonna want to add. So on line 5, at the end, after the quotes, but in the parentheses, add a comma and then put text. So that way, it's searching through that text because the first one's the pattern. You're looking for the pattern, but then you got to tell it where to search. And so then if you go ahead and put for sorry, get rid of line 6 and just put 4A in yeah, match, and then colon, and then just print A, because what find all does is it returns a list, right? And you're going to want to iterate over that list. Oh, sorry, just regular A, no quotes. Yeah. Now hit run. So you're going to want to iterate over that list and then print the results for each thing. And that's what we did. So good job. Anybody else struggling and need help or not understand this or?
Well, I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
So for the four, I mean, so I went for match in match. I just picked any letter out of match and use that instead?
Oh, no, sorry. No, do screen share. Because you did a for loop too, right?
Yes.
So the letter is just the variable name. You're saying, yeah, so you could do for match, in match, and then print match. But you can actually put anything. So it doesn't have to be a letter that's in it. Like you change it to I, change for match to I. Or so.
Let me go back.
Oh, okay. So delete match there and just put I and then put I in right there. So what the I is it's just saying for the result, right? Like whatever result we're getting from that list is going to be represented by I in this next block of code, right? So anytime you see I, put whatever is the current thing in the list, right?
Okay.
So like so the first one, in the list is going to be the 0 index. I is going to be whatever's at the 0 index. So we're going to print that one. And then in the second one, it's going to be I is going to be whatever's in the 1 index, right, of the list, and so on and so forth. So that's just what I is. It's just saying for the result in this, and then matches whatever list you're iterating over.
Okay.
Does that
I
make
get it.
sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, cool. All right. So Mike, did you just read? Or have you not read since earlier in the beginning?
I read, but I can read again.
No, if you just read, it's fine. David, could you read this? Oh, wait, not this one. We just did this one. Hold on. And this one, not matching D plus S thing. David, could you read this one?
Additional special sequences /A, /Z, and /B. These sequences /A, /Z match the beginning and end of a string, respectively. The sequence /B matches the empty string between /W, lowercase w, and /uppercase w characters, or /lowercase w characters, and the beginning or end of the string. Informally, it represents the boundary between words. The sequence /uppercase B matches the empty string anywhere else. /lowercase b parentheses cat /lowercase b basically matches the word cat surrounded by word boundaries.
Okay. So we run this one. So the first one matches because it's got the word boundary there, right? It's got words, and a space. The second one matches because it's got cat in there and a word and something else after. It's obviously not a full word because it's got the greater than, less than, right? Some sort of character. But this one, the third one, doesn't match because it's a whole word. Like if we added a space, if we actually left the S. If we added a space, it would match, but there's no word right after it. And like, that's still not matching because it's not cat by itself and then a word. Does that make sense? Any questions on this? So basically, if there's a word and spaces is what the B represents. All right. Go ahead and answer the next one. Okay, which pattern would match spam in a search? AS or forward slash or yeah, /A S, any character, word, some character Z. So the beginning and the end, the A and Z. And yeah. All right. So that's a good place to end for today. So go ahead, play around with regular expressions, do all the things that we've covered today, try them out on your test project, and then once you're done with that, work on your resume project. I'll be right back.